Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Srivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Okay, right.
Right.
So
So,
first of all, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Uh, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, to all assembled devotees here, and also to His Grace Pran Govinda Prabhu from all the way from Alachua, USA. Pran Govinda Prabhu, just a short, brief introduction about him. He is from Bengal, okay, born and bred in Bengal. And during the partition, the Indian partition, his part of the village went into East Pakistan that eventually became Bangladesh today. And he has a royal blood in him. So Prabhu, when he was young, he met Srila Prabhupada when the family went to Calcutta for a visit, and he was amazed to see that Prabhupada, along with his Western disciples, that was in his mind until he became a teenager. That eventually he came and joined devotee in Mayapur. He became a devotee in Mayapur, and he was serving as a manager in Mayapur temple until one day His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami invited him to go to US to preach and develop the Indian Yatra in America. So ever since then, he was in US. And about Prabhu's background, about his job, he was a very successful businessman. He had a very successful business dealing in gold and diamond. So now he have, according to Varnashram, he have already completed his Grahastha ashram. He have accepted Vanaprastha, and he is on his way to accept sannyasi. Okay, he's one of the sannyasi candidate that eventually he'll be getting sannyas soon. And about his scholarship, Pran Govinda Prabhu's scholarship is truly amazing. Okay, I've attended his training, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and now we are going through this Nectar of Devotion training. It's unbelievable. It's truly amazing. He is also a lecturer for this ISKCON Bhakti Vidya Laya, North America. He lectures to that Bhakti Sastri student, and he also lectures to Sannyas College. Okay, such a very highly qualified person. And I feel Ipoh Yatra, especially Ipoh, Malaysia, we feel so honored to have you with us, Prabhu, that I'm very inspired with him, and I believe that all those who have joined here and all those who are listening online through this YouTube, I believe all of you will be very much inspired. So today, Prabhu will be delivering class on chapter 10, text 22. Okay. So back to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. You're unmuted. Please. Yeah.
You always say so many good things. I have to trace it myself. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and mothers. Thank you for joining this beautiful session in Malaysia. Nice to see Mother Priya Devi also here from Middle East. She joined.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So today's discussion is about Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, text 22. Yeah?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Let's see. I like in the gallery. That's good. Okay. So to see the Lord's presence in his word in Bhagavad Gita, we need to pray and to Lord Vasudev to give us that clarity in our consciousness, because consciousness is everything yet in this level in our life. Through consciousness, you feel where you are literally existing through consciousness. So let us chant 3 times to the God of consciousness to help us to perceive his mercy through this Bhagavad Gita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. Nashtaprayesu Abhadresu Nitam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistaki. Mukham Karati Vachalam Pangulangayate Girim Jatakripa Tamaham Bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Sri Chaitanya Isharam Paramananda Madhavam. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamini. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Vancha Kalpa Taruvesha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Nam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Adaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this chapter, Prabhupada titled The Opulence of the Absolute. Other Acharya quote this Vibhuti Yoga. The word Vibhuti can mean one amongst many or one above many. So this is the highlight of this chapter. I'm sure, I don't know exactly how you all pursue every day. Do you read one verse and then discuss and then go to another verse, or just have a...
Sometimes if the verse is small, we just combine 2 or 3 verses, Prabhu.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So I just want to make the platform. Especially there is a purpose on this verse when Krishna is speaking about this verse. Arjuna's question, curiosity, amongst many things you have spoken till now, can you clearly state what is the highest? This is how the chapter begins with. Then Krishna reaffirms, says, please hear my supreme words. I shall speak to you because you are very dear to me. So with a desire for your welfare, I'm going to reveal this. You may ask, what is the purpose of all? What is the purpose of Krishna lengthening this? Bhagavad Gita we see in many levels. One level is, it's a conversation that Krishna had, and he wanted to also be successful, even though he is speaking. He wanted to be successful, means he put Arjuna into illusion by Yogamaya's arrangement. And he was demonstrating how to understand God. And generally we have a concept of God is transcendental. Transcendental is God and is beyond the 3 modes, beyond the nature. So transcendental is God beyond the nature. Okay. But then Krishna, somebody may ask that, okay, if transcendental is the God beyond the nature, then how we'll connect it? Now Krishna is demonstrating that immense is God in the nature. Everybody follows that, right? That transcendental is God beyond the nature. Generally, this is what the concept everybody thinks. But what about immense is God in the nature? This is what Krishna is exhibiting in this chapter. So whole purpose is at the end of Bhagavad Gita, and it worked. Arjuna convinced, and he surrendered to Krishna. So that was his purpose. There is another purpose, that while Arjuna and Krishna was speaking, there's another person also speaking between Sanjay and Dhritarashtra. So when Sanjay and Dhritarashtra was speaking, conversing, same thing Krishna and Arjuna is conversing. He is listening, just like a television, just like a Zoom right now. I'm speaking here. In your family, they are also listening what I'm speaking here. I'm speaking here in a building, ashram. And you may be in your room with the other family member speaking. Same thing. So there, Sanjaya, just by hearing this, awaken love for Krishna. 18th chapter, at the end, you will see. After 73 was the Arjuna's last speech. He surrendered. Krishna was happy after that. And no more talk from Krishna or Arjuna. But then Sanjay, he was excited. He said, I'm so happy. Rishami, punah, punah. Again and again, I'm excited just by thinking of Krishna's revealing his presence immense in the material nature. This is all about this 10th chapter. You can see the Lord in many things. So from that angle, that conversation, Sanjaya awakened love for God. Third level, we can think, Dhritarashtra. He heard everything, but nothing changed in him. He was not a devotee. He saw Krishna, he conversed Krishna. After hearing whole Bhagavad Gita, did not become devotee. Then question comes, what is that? Why is that? Arjuna changed, Sanjaya changed, Dhritarashtra did not change. Is it up to Krishna? Is it up to Yogamaya? Or is it up to the individual soul? So it is up to individual soul. It is not up to God. It is not up to internal potency. It is each of us has to come on our own. If you look at 18 chapter 76 verse, literally, Sanjaya was overwhelmed. Rishayami cha muhur muhu. Such a good success. And Krishna was also happy. After after Arjuna spoke 73, that was the last, that I'll do what you want me to do. This is what Krishna wants from each of us. That doesn't mean all of us will surrender immediately and go back. Of course we can, but that's why our individual, minute free will is checked. So with that note, let's focus on this. Text 19 to 42. There are 72 vibhutis. Text 19 to 42, there are 70. Well, you could go 75, but actually 72 vibhutis. We did many times counting. I remember actually last year I had a one sannyasi, he was giving class, I was giving class, and then we looked at again and again and we checked. Yeah, it was 72. How to know God? This is revealed in this chapter. Vibhuti Yoga, you can look at from three angles. One is extraordinary material manifestation. It reflects the spark of Krishna's glory. Another point is such manifestation naturally attracts our attention. So, can be used as impetus to remember Krishna. And another nice point also, purpose is to focus on Krishna, not on the specific manifestation. If we can remember this, then we'll take benefit out of this chapter. Otherwise, we'll just pass through and it will be in the memory. Yeah, we read 11th chapter. But what was the purpose? We read chapter 10, we read chapter 11. But what was the purpose? So purpose has to be alert that most people, when looking at attractive things, you know what they do? When they see attractive things, they get attracted. But spiritualist, us as a devotee, we think about the source and get attracted towards Krishna. That is how we make spiritual advancement. If we are stuck with the attractive things, then we are materialist. That's not the purpose Krishna is speaking. Krishna is speaking with the purpose like Arjuna, Sanjay, they got benefit right then and there. So while we are reading this, see if we can get the benefit like that. So today's text, Vedanam Samavedasmi Devanam Asmi Vasava Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanam Asmi Chetana Vedanam Samavedasmi Vedanam Asmi Vasava Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. One more time. Vedanam Samavedasmi Devanam Asmi Vasava Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. Would you like to recite also? Maybe two more?
Sure, Prabhu. Vedanam Samovedasmi.
Samovedasmi
Yeah, carry on, Prabhu. Mother more, Prabhu.
Devanam Asmi Vashavaha Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. Hare Krishna.
One more.
Vedanam Samovedosmi Devanam Asmi Vasava Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanam Asmi Chetana.
Okay. Vedanam, all the Vedas, Samaveda, the Samaveda, Asmi, I am. Devanam, of all the demigods, Asmi, I am. Vasava, the heavenly king. Indriyanam, of all the senses, Manaha, the mind. Cha, also, Asmi, I am. Bhutanam, of all living entity, Asmi, I am. Chetana, the living force. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Okay. You have posted there. Good. Of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Of the demigods, I am Indra. The king of heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind. And in living beings, I am the living force or consciousness. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. The difference between matter and spirit is that matter has no consciousness like the living entity. Therefore, this consciousness is supreme and eternal. Consciousness cannot be produced by combination of matter. Interesting. Out of all this, Prabhupada picked up one subject more important about consciousness. So important. Because that's a fact that if we focus on the consciousness, then we'll be able to understand who we are, who Krishna is, because Krishna is also supreme conscious being. And okay, we are also conscious being, and our relationship has to be developed in a conscious way. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshuvindana Tasmai Sri Guru. So, Prabhus and mothers, on this section, there was a question raised by Arjuna. Will you speak about your presence in things around, your manifestation in details? Then Krishna said, yes, I shall explain to you my divine self-manifestation, but not everything, only those who are prominent, for there is no end of my extent. So, Prabhu's and Mother, is very interesting. If you look at the 19th verse, Krishna actually indicated that Krishna is everywhere and he can go on forever explaining, but we don't have time. Neither we will be able to focus everything because we are minute in our existence. So Krishna, out of kindness, he said, I will only explain you briefly the main. So this yoga, this chapter, the 72 that vibhuti that are demonstrated, we have to remember, these are just primary, not full details. So then Arjuna asked, how do you extend endlessly? Then Krishna answered, I am the Supreme Soul, Arjuna, and I reside in every living being. I am the beginning and the middle of beings as well as end. That's why our Krishna or Arjuna comes and says, my Lord, can you give a list of some specific manifestation? If you look at the verse 21, previous to today's, this is where it begins. Can you give a list of your specific manifestation? That's where Krishna started. So in this chapter, what did I mention? 19 to 42. Krishna gives all the vibhutis, 72 vibhutis. Krishna told to Arjuna, I am the Supreme Self, residing in all living beings. I am the beginning, middle, and as well as at the end. So then when Arjuna asks, can you give some specific manifestation? That's why Krishna began that amongst the Adityas, I am Vishnu. And what was the next? Among the luminous, yes, objects, I am the sun, radiant sun. And I am Marichi among the Maruts. And among heavenly bodies, I am the moon. Then Krishna goes on giving the list among the Vedas, today's chapter, today's text. I am the Samaveda. Among the gods, I am Bhashava, means the Indra, the head of the heaven. Among the senses, I am the mind. In living beings, I am the consciousness. And then, 23 or 24, 25th, all the way you will see it talks amongst different species, amongst different groups, among different existence, how the prominent one is him. All the way to 38. And on 39, Arjuna asked, is there a general principle that characterizes all such divine manifestation? And Krishna did answer, yes. I am the seed of all existence. Nothing, be to be moving or non-moving, could exist if I did not exist through me. So, in other words, we are speaking right now because Krishna. You are listening because Krishna. These are called subjective. Can you accept that? If you can accept that, you will be a very advanced devotee. Krishna is controller as an objective, but we also have to accept him as a subjective controller. Like Arjuna, I was reading other day that Arjuna, it's in first canto, 5th chapter. Arjuna was understanding that actually everything that he won or he was glorified was nothing but Krishna's sanctioning. Krishna was actually merciful to him and allowed, whether even including conquering Draupadi. It's all Krishna's arrangement that Krishna wanted them to win. And that's how Krishna controls. He loves his devotee. So as a devotee, we should literally accept Krishna to control us. And what is best for us, Krishna is arranging because he's Suridam Sarvabhutanam. And that is required. So on 39, when Krishna says, Arjuna says, is there a general principle that characterizes all such divine manifestation? Then Krishna says, yes, I am the seed of all existence. Nothing, be it moving or non-moving, could exist if it did not exist through me. This is the secret. Then Arjuna further asked, how far do your divine manifestation extend? Then Krishna revealed, everywhere. There is no end to my divine manifestation. Arjuna, these have been declared by me merely as an example of my manifestation. At the end of this chapter, you will see when Arjuna asks Krishna, apart from your divine manifestation that you gave all this list, 72, how can one know your manifestation? And Krishna immediately answered, by inference. By inference, know that all opulent, beautiful, glorious creation are springing from but a spark of my splendor. So this is wonderful. Because what is the outstanding example of your divine manifestation? If anybody, would meet Krishna and ask, Arjuna did. Then Krishna just completely clear up that What is the need for all this existence knowledge, Arjuna? I support the entire material creation with a single fraction of myself. So this is beautiful. Then Arjuna started deeply thinking of Krishna. You can say, he was evaluating who about Krishna's. So when Krishna says, I am this, I am that, what does it mean? Vibhuti, what does it mean? I hope you all will remember that, because you will be reading for a while. It's 75 vibhutis, 72 vibhutis. The way I look at it, in one sentence, one among many, Krishna is telling, and one above the many. Not just amongst, but also above. So many material manifestations are there. Among them, one is special. So it is one among the many. And Vibhuti Yoga enables us to connect the among the many to one above the many. Supreme Lord who is transcendental. So Vibhuti Yoga chapter takes us from one among the many to one above the many. One among the many is one particular manifestation of the Lord. So we can move from spark to the whole by the connection of Vibhuti Yoga. This is a beautiful chapter. Okay, practical example. Okay, this person has a talent. Who gave him talent? Krishna. Chapter 7 says that. Buddhir buddhi. So then question, okay, so we take our consciousness through this understanding to the Supreme Lord. So one among many indicates that it is also material. But one above many refers to the one who is spiritual, transcendental. And I'm sure you probably all got that way. So this is very nice. Because this chapter began with, no one knows Krishna as he is the source of all. And then Krishna revealed the most confidential essence of Bhagavad Gita is that 8 to 11. Prabhupada, every Acharya gives so many lectures on those 4 Chotusloki. And then Arjuna accept Krishna's glory and desire to hear more. So then Krishna, seeing the enthusiasm within Arjuna, he reveals how to know him through his vibhuti. That's why vibhuti was very important. Now in the purport, Prabhupada writes beautiful thing about consciousness. Vedanam somo vedasmi, devanam asmi vasava, indriyanam manaschasmi, bhutanam asmi chetana. So Vedanam means among Vedas. Sama Veda, Asmi, I am Sama Veda. There are different Vedas to serve specific purpose. Like Gorura, when he carries Vishnu, very busy. Gorura is very busy, always carrying Vishnu somewhere. Because there are some devotee in this material world somewhere, they are desperate need. And it's good the Lord is willing to come and deliver them. That's very nice. So Krishna says here, Vedaham Ashmi, I am Sama Veda. There are different Vedas to serve. So now, Jojur Veda, I hope you all, some of you are familiar. What is Jojur Veda? Jojur Veda means how to worship. So Jojur Veda give direction how to worship. What are all the mantras to chant in Jagna? So what is Samaveda? Why Krishna says, I am the Samaveda? Samaveda, glorification of higher beings. They are beautiful section in it. This is nice. Devana Masmi Vasho. Among God, I am Indra. Most powerful or king of God. Indriyana Manaschasmi. Often mind is grouped with a sense of sometime it is considered difference, being a subtle body. Krishna says, senses including mind, 5 senses are around the mind. Mind is formidable. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Avantika Brahman said, God-like power of mind is very difficult to subdue. So this power of mind is manifestation of Krishna. Anybody in this Zoom have a idea about mind? Is your mind your friend or enemy? Do you know what mind is? Can you catch mind? How do you catch mind? Do you know how to catch mind? Like literally you can throw a knife on the throat. If you really don't like that enemy, you can just literally destroy. But you have to know how to catch first enemy. You have to identify the enemy. If we don't know how to catch mind, how are you ever going to really go above it? Anybody has any idea how do you catch mind?
No idea, Prabhu.
Anybody else? Do you believe there is mind?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
You do. How do you, okay, if you believe, then how do you prove it?
By our act.
Give me 1 second. I have to drink some. Krishna. Good to live in an ashram with a whole bunch of brahmachari. But if there is a bad part is if one brahmachari is sick, the whole ashram get affected by it. But hey, we love him too, so it's okay, I guess. What can we do? Chapter 6, it's all talks about mind. If you learn how to control mind, discipline mind, percent of your struggle is over immediately. If you just learn the art how to control your mind. But then question is, what is mind? You hear so many things. They say, like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, you should beat the mind 100 times. Wow. You all are maybe saintly persons, so you may not know. Do you know how to beat someone? If you want to beat someone, first you have to catch that person. Otherwise, how you cannot go on the air and beat that person. Well, whom you beating? You have to catch. The material mind is one of the easiest way to catch. That when you follow instruction of Guru, when you want to chant, you can see the mind's presence in you. How? By opposition. I want to get up in the morning and go to temple. Mind is your friend, sure, you will be able to go to your temple and chant few hours, that's nice. But if your mind is enemy, mind will say, it's a little sick, tired, maybe rest a little more. That is not the you. It's actually your mind is dictating and you are falling for it. Not even knowing that that is mind, tricking you. It is not artificial. I hope you all understand. When Krishna says, when Arjuna says, 634, Chanchalahi mana Krishna pramati balabhaddiram tasyaham nigram manye vairupi suduskaram. Did Krishna deny that? Oh, come on, Arjuna, you are just conditioned, get over it. No, Krishna did not. Krishna actually recognized. When Arjuna said, Chanchalahi mana Krishna, I cannot do this. Controlling mind, controlling air is difficult, but controlling air may be possible, but controlling mind is even more difficult. So Arjuna was fully aware of what is mind. And Krishna also agreed. But then Krishna says, next verse, 2 ways you can control mind, discipline mind. Somebody has the Bhagavad Gita in front of you?
Yes,
If
Prabhu.
you look at that, see if you can figure it out. 2 ways you can control your mind. If the modern science can pick it up this, or 50% of the world's problem will disappear in one moment. But they have to have a faith.
Mhm.
It was interesting. When 4 Kumaras having conversation with their father Brahmaji. The material mind is made of matter, subtle form of matter. And spiritual subject is above mind. How is mind can easily capture? To understand, we have to have a mind access. Mind has to give us that. How is possible? They could not come up with the answer. All of a sudden, a swan incarnation just appeared. Swan, big golden swan. And Brahmaji, 4-headed Brahmaji paid obeisances. Then 4 Kumaras is asking, who are you? So then the the big swan is saying, didn't you see your dad, your father paying obeisances? You should know who I am. Why are you even asking that question? Is there anybody superior to your father in this creation? He is the first created being. There was nobody before him. And he created being. He is the first one. So if your father is the first creator, he is the God, controller of this creation, paying me obeisances, you should know who I am. Of course, they had a conversation. And in the conversation, was very simple way to explain that Santa, those who are devotee, means the person who are following the proper path, who are pious, they can cut off by their words our attachment with this material world. They can cut off. Just like Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. What is the idea of speaking so many things? Just to cut off his attachment from so-called material affection. He is affected with something which is stumbling, stumbling blocks. His progress in his own duty, what Arjuna was supposed to do as a duty man, Kshatriya, there was a big stumbling block. What was it? So when Krishna presented Bhagavad Gita, he taught him, just cut off. Santa eva hi chindanti uktivi. Chindanti means cut now. For cutting something, we require some sharp instrument. When you want to cut something, you need an axe or something. So to cut off the mind from attachment, it requires sharpened ukti. Ukti means sword, words, sharpened topics. There should not be just like when a person cuts something. There is no mercy. You just slice off, cut off. No feeling. When you have to detach from this world, you have to detach from this world. Well, I liked it. Don't. Then you will not cut off. Krishna spoke the truth. So his mind may be cut off from the unreal attachment. This is important. So let's go back to the purport, and then I'll come back here. Prabhupada gave so much importance on the consciousness. Where is consciousness located? Is it in the brain or is it in the mind? Or is it with the intelligence? Any idea someone will have? Where is the consciousness located or coming from? So, Prabhus and mothers, please remember this. The consciousness is not present in the brain. Because there are people who has no brain substance, still they have consciousness. I mean, it sounds a little harsh, but that's the fact. Consciousness is not present in the brain because brain is simply atom and molecules. And everything that happens in the brain is simply a transmission of electrochemical signals. I did little research with a computer scientist. And whatever in the brain is the same thing is in the hard drive of computer. There's no difference. But computer doesn't have consciousness. Because you don't see the brain separately from you, so you don't know whether it is coming from the brain or not. No, absolutely no. The modern science will agree. So if somebody say there is no consciousness at all, because there is a guy who actually challenged, he said, what if I don't believe there is it? I don't believe in consciousness. I said, just to say that you don't believe in consciousness, you have to have a consciousness to say it. I hope everybody caught my point. Denial of consciousness also requires consciousness. Consciousness, you think in the small purport, Prabhupada write, he gave so important on the consciousness, because this is, we need to understand the way Prabhupada writes it. Consciousness is undeniable, fundamental reality. And from Bhagavad Gita, we'll understand that comes from another category. What category? The soul. Consciousness exclusively comes from the soul, the spiritual reality. It is just like a bulb which gives the outlight. The soul radiates our consciousness, Prabhus and mothers. How the soul radiates consciousness at present level? That you can have a diagram or understanding some way. Normally, the consciousness of the soul comes out through layer of bodies. You have a physical body, then subtle body. What is connecting these two bodies? The vital body. You cannot deny. There is a vital body connecting the physical to the subtle. Subtle body has another connection. It's called intelligent. Mind and ego. But intelligent actually connects with the mind to the soul. So when the soul's consciousness comes to the level of the mind, that is, I don't know how many of you ever analyze like this. It's very simple. You are soul, conscious being. You're not consciousness. I hope you understand. There's a big difference between consciousness and conscious being. We have consciousness, but we are not consciousness. We are conscious being. Consciousness, if you think I'm consciousness, you are impersonalist. It's very subtle, and we do focus on these points. So when the soul's consciousness comes to the level of the mind, you are dreamer. Either nighttime dream or daydream, but you are a dreamer. There are only 3 types of people in this world. Prabhus and mothers, this is not just a philosophy. I practically also saw when we talk to people. Actually, day before yesterday, we were talking with a whole bunch of Western businessmen that we're talking about, that you are a daydreamer. You live by future or you live by past. Very rare anybody live by present. Only the Hare Krishna devotees, I would say, live by present. They live by past. They will say, oh, I could have done this, I could have done this. If I had paid vacation, if I had paid mortgage, if I had this, like this. Why you talk like this? So you want to have what you want to have. Okay, but what? I'll be happy. Happy is at the end. Then there is another group. They will say, if I'm allowed to do what I want to do. I say, but why? So I'll have what I want to have. But why you want to have this? Then I'll be happy. Okay. We say, why not you become happy now? Then whatever you do or whatever you will have, it will be extension of the happiness. Oh, I don't know how to do that. I cannot be happy. I have to have things in order to be happy. I said, this is called conditioned life. Prabhus and mothers, rise above yourself, above the three modes. When you are happy in connection with God, 5.22 in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains this. What is that? Bindati atmani jat sukam sa brahma yoga jukta atma. 522, you look at it. Krishna 5:21, 22. One is for material enjoyment, one is for spiritual enjoyment. Krishna says, Brahma Yoga Juktatma, when you actually connected with Bhagavan, internal, within your heart, with the Lord, then you will experience that happiness. Okay. How long will you go for, Prabhu?
We can go on, Prabhu, but I think you have program at 8:15, 8:38, right?
8:30, I have a Sannyas ministry meeting. Well, let me finish then this consciousness.
Yeah, sure.
I want
we
to
have,
just
we have time,
complete
Prabhu.
it. Okay.
We have time.
So I hope everybody understanding that. Consciousness emanating only from soul. You, the soul. Not your body, not your mind, not your brain, not your anything. Only from the soul, consciousness emanates. When consciousness emanates, it filters through. If it filters through the mind, then you will have a imagination, dreaming, we call daydream, night dream. They romanticize the world. You ever heard it? This is a nice place. I want to have a big house. Anybody never heard that talk? I want to have a nice family. I want to have a nice car, luxury job, enjoy life. These are called dreamer. They are not soul talk. Their soul in conditioned life, they are dreaming, means their consciousness in the mental platform. Maya created very nicely for you to explore. And you can go on life after life, million life after life. Not as a human being. Human is a rare chance. Squirrel, like a roaches. Prabhupada stopped morning walk. He says, what is going on here? He said, well, these are called pest control people. So Prabhupada says, what they're doing on 25th floor, the top floor in that building in Hawaii. They have a problem with the roaches and they have to take the roaches out. So Prabhupada said, find out. The owner of this building was very proud of, he lives on a penthouse, 25th floor. Those days in 69 was like a top floor. Now you have over 100 probably, I don't know. But it was like that. So Prabhupada said, find out, and they found out, sure enough. The man who built that building, he was so proud. He says, I live on the top floor in America. I made my life success. But what you are attached, what you are enjoying to the dead matter. The top floor is a dead matter. So your consciousness is fixed in the dead matter through the mind. Now what happened? He was not taught into spirituality. So next life, his attachment brings him back to that 25th floor. But not as a human, as a roaches. Everybody familiar with cockroaches?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Then Prabhupada goes on, Prabhupada said, but he did not know that he will be forced to come to that floor because of his attachment. And he will have no clue that he was American, this false pride and like this. Then, worse than that, somebody will come and kick him out from his place. That's called pest controller. Pest controller sounds like a good people. They like a, relieve him, relieves you from the fear of roaches, bugs and all this. But you have no idea who these bugs and roaches are originally. They are the proud owner of this building. But they are being kicked out. So is that a good life? If you can see 1, 2, 3 life of you? No. You will say, I don't want this kind of horrible transmigration. Then you have to direct your consciousness. Just by saying I don't want is not going to work. So let's go back. So if your consciousness coming out from you are dwelling on mental platform, then you are creating bondage here. If you are yourself, this body, if the body was experiencing of everything, in dreaming, we experience, but the body does not experience. At least the experience is something different from the body. And the experience is the soul. Who is experiencer? Is the body experiencing or mind is experiencing? None. It is you, the soul, exclusively experience. So science can tell us when somebody is dreaming, but what they are dreaming is a first-person reality. I hope technically you can understand that, which we have to ask. No proof can tell us that. That is because the consciousness, the source of consciousness, the experience of consciousness is not in the brain. It is somewhere deeper. So there is a dreamless, you ever heard dreamless state? When consciousness comes out from your body and filter through mind, ego, and then goes to the physical, earth, air, water, and then it comes back, take a detour. It comes so close to the heart, it lost connection of all. And you have a deep sleep and you wake up, you say, oh, I feel so good. How do you feel so good? Because you have no record. That is called nirvana. The Buddhism promoting nirvana, they want to go to that state. Yes, Prabhu and mothers, if you work very hard, you may feel like to get that kind of, good feeling. After exhausted, you have a deep sleep, you wake up after deep sleep, you don't remember anything, you say, I feel good. Would you like to go back to that sleep again? Why did you wake up? Well, I didn't plan for it, but you feel good. Feel good of what? That you had a good sleep? Of what? How do you know you existed or not during the sleep? This is called unconscious existence. Bodhisatta, the word Bodhisatta, Satta means existence. You go to existence consciously, you meditate. That's why they meditate. You'll see the Buddhism, they meditate. They want to go to that existence where cessation of existence will be there. You will not know that you exist. I hope you all understand. This is not a very sophisticated, it's just a simple, because I do face a lot of preaching with that. And it's very important that we understand why our acharyas are giving so clear. So dreamless state is this sushupti, and people conceive of liberation. Prabhupada called this Mahesh Dham also. I saw one place Prabhupada called this Mahesh Dham, Shiva Loka, because a lot of Shiva Bhakta will go to that place also, that state of dreamless existence. They think they are with Shiva. You are not with Shiva. You are in a dreamless state, useless state. You are a conscious being. But when you are tired of this life, you love it. Yes. And everybody is exhausted with life, more or less. Whether you are a prime minister or a sweeper, everybody in between, they are like exhausted. They need vacation, they need in the weekend. So this kind of talks, that you come meditate and you will be like peaceful, they like it. But when you talk about spiritual life, it's different. It's the soul's ultimate joy. Let's talk practically. If somebody who is having pain in the body, they feel the pain whenever they move their hands. The pain is not because of the motion of the pain, is because of the disease. And to stop the pain, stopping motion is what is required. Curing the disease is what is required. Stopping consciousness is not the solution. I hope you all understand. Curing consciousness is what is needed. This is what Krishna consciousness is doing. They are purifying the consciousness. Curing consciousness means raising the consciousness to the spiritual level, which is where we belong as spiritual beings. And the process of yoga in terms of Ashtanga yoga. There's a funny joke Prabhupada gave one time that this different philosophy, impersonalist, Mayavadi, Buddhism, all this, they're big in number in this world. You may think they may not be called Mayavadi, but the big religion are into that category. Same category. Judaism is nothing but this monism. Same. If you look at Judaism philosophy, it's the same almost. Many Islamism like this. They believe in God. But their ultimate, if you look at it, it's all brings to this impersonal concept. Even though personalism is there, but not everybody focus on that. So what is required is consciousness purification. Now, that involves disconnection consciousness from matter so that eventually it can explode spirit. So what we are doing, Bhakti Yoga, involves directly connecting the consciousness to the spirit. And one way to elevate our consciousness is through the chanting of mantra. That's why I hope we all are chanting good amounts of rounds every day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So if conceived, then so at material level, we may experience anxiety, insecurity, fear. But if through the process of Bhakti Yoga, through the chanting, the mantra, which acts like an elevator of consciousness, we raise our consciousness upward, then we can experience peace and joy. We can we can be concerned within feeling disturbed, without feeling threatened. And in this inner security, in this channeling of our consciousness, in the spiritual level, it is the fulfillment of all our aspiration for peace and joy. So I appreciate Prabhupada giving highlight about consciousness. So I thought of speaking on a few words. Is that okay? I hope everybody is okay. That any reflection, or I didn't touch the mind because it's another subject. It's not really exactly, even though among the senses and the mind, Krishna did say. Any reflection or takeaway?
Yes, Prabhu, that Vibhuti Yoga, you said that Vibhuti means one among many and one above many.
Yeah.
That was.
You got it. Yes. Yes. Like Krishna says, among the aquatic, I'm the shark. Now, doesn't mean when we see the shark, wow, so powerful, it should remind us Krishna, but it should not keep us in the shark. We should go to Krishna, from shark to Krishna, not stay in the shark. Then we are not going Krishna consciousness. I hope everybody understand that. Okay, that's very good. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, any other?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother Sri Upanishad. You are here. Good.
Jai Prabhu. I'm here late, but I'm here. But I think it was quite timely. Could you repeat what you just spoke about chanting and how it releases the mind? And could you just say that one more time?
About the mind and chanting?
Yes.
Chanting can release the mind, focus on the matter. So when we chant and attentively, then this Krishna consciousness, I would say, through the chanting, attentively chanting, it acts like an elevator, Prabhupada said. One lecture I heard, I remember that. He said, it will act like an elevator of consciousness. And we actually experience them. We raise our consciousness upwards. And then we can experience peace and joy. It's a fact. I challenge myself. I challenge myself within myself, and then I found it. Yes. And if we keep on chanting like this, we, instead of without feeling disturbed, without feeling threatened, in this inner security, in this process of channeling our consciousness in the spiritual level, it's the fulfillment of all our aspiration for peace and joy. Thank you. Thank you, Mother Seshu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So I have to, if no other, then I have to leave because I have another meeting in a few minutes.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. I'm so grateful to have your association. Thank you so much, and I hope that we can have more program with you, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much.
inviting me. Thank you, Mathura Mohan Prabhu. I see so many great souls here.
Yes.
Please bless me and pray for me so we all can proceed towards Krishna Loka.
Yes. Dandavad.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Dandavad Pranam. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Ram.
Hare Ram Hare Ram.
Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhishya Kipasindhavaccha.
Hare.
Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Srila
Govinda.
Prabhupada ki.
Yeah.
Jai.
Govinda
All
Prabhu.
goes to Guru Angaranga Hare Krishna.
Okay, so dear devotees, thank you so much. We had a wonderful time with Govinda Prabhu. So till we meet again on next Tuesday on Srimad Bhagavatam. Till then, take care and have a wonderful time. Hare Krishna.
Jai Haribo.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Thank you for coming.